Okay, so I probably do need to go feed Lily because it's been an hour and a half. She doesn't usually make it 2 hours, so we'll see if I can do this video somewhat quick. I just had an amazing session with my therapist. We've been talking about doing EMDR for releasing the swirl when it comes to like that incident that happened with the neighbor, the grandma yelling at the granddaughter. But it keeps getting pushed aside for other things. Today was about twin stuff. And she was asking me how that's going because I've shared that stuff with her. A few of the things. I haven't shared everything, but she was like, okay, so tell me. And I haven't written these down like in order, right? But I've been posting to my YouTube, and I don't know if I shared this one. I might have forgotten to share this one, not one of the twin signs that I got, because, and this was before I asked for them outside of my phone. One of the twin signs that I got was on the hike, the West Fork hike in Sedona last Friday with Sandra and me wearing Lily. One of the women that I talked to, like that we stopped briefly and just kind of chatted, she was a mom to twins. Yep, that's right. Well, here's a gazillion more that just happened in my session with Donna. She was like, how's that going? And I was kind of telling her about, like, she goes, okay, so walk me through the signs, like in chronological order, you know, or like in order. So I did some of the recent ones, but because I wasn't really, I screenshot some of them, but I wasn't like writing them down. So I don't have like a list of anything in order. I'm still new to this, right? And we kind of talked about how like the stuff with like the breast implants, like the universe was like really trying to get my attention, like Instagram post, my mom saying it, Instagram post, and then me breaking out in the rash right under my armpit is where it started. If I was connected spiritually and realizing it, I would have been like, oh, okay, I need to get my breast implants out. Okay, thanks for letting me know. I'll do that. But because I was not connected and ego was there, it took me dying to get the message. And even then, when I was dying, how many times the universe was like, hello, we're trying to tell you you are dying. Get your damn breast implants out, and you're not listening. I had my therapist recommend the Anita Morjani book, The Dying to Be Me. And Rhonda recommended the Alexander Eben Proof of Heaven. That movie on Disney came out, and we watched that. I watched it with the kids. I hardly ever watch movies, like Disney movies, with the kids. But the movie Soul came out. And then the biggest one, right, that the universe was really like, oh my God, girl, you are not listening. Age of Adaline with Blake Lively. And her name in the movie, oh my goodness, is Adeline Bowman, but one of her aliases is Jennifer Larson. I mean, come on, could the universe have been any more like smack me in the face, right? And then all the pregnancy stuff with the Facebook and Instagram post, with seeing the Cherry Blossoms doula stuff, with what I have on there, Wendy's worker. I don't know what that one was. But all the baby Jesus stuff, like to the point that literally, so it was like, I mean, the baby Jesus ornament would literally throw itself off the tree. It would always be on the ground, to the point that I picked it up and put it on. The little, bless me, the little toy organizer right there in front of me. And then that Love Hard movie about baby Jesus, and then me telling my personal trainer Trevor about this stuff and him being like, well, my nickname is actually baby Jesus. So all this twin stuff, right? And the universe was like, hello, we're trying to tell you. Like, even that movie, the Hulu one, where the mom has a baby, she's correct about gender, the husband's not. And then she's like, oh, she's like, something's wrong. And the doctor's like, we have another baby coming. And like Danielle's story about the hidden twin, and Lily is starting to cry, so I might have to let this go. But so I'm talking to my therapist about it, and I was like, I just feel crazy. And I said, I think it's because if I'm wrong, I feel like I'm going to be judged. And she goes, okay, so that gets down to the root of like why you're not believing these signs. And I was like, well, yeah, because what are the chances that my parents kept this from me for 38 years? But then we were like, what if she doesn't know? What if my mom literally does not know? What if it's like that movie? Because my mom didn't have ultrasounds with me when I was a kid. I do know that. What if she had a second child and it was like that show on Hulu and the twin was taken and sold or something, or just, taken, I don't know where. And what if my mom never knew? So what if it said they didn't keep it from me? Because my therapist was like, well, maybe there was a vanishing twin. Maybe, she had a miscarriage and lost a twin. And I was like, but then why would the universe be telling me about this now? Why would it be trying to tell me about this? I said, I really do feel like it's trying to tell me that I have a twin. As crazy as that sounds. And so she then tells me, she goes, oh, well, didn't you say recently that somebody saw somebody that looked like you? And I was like, oh my God, I forgot about that. Eloise, my babysitter, who literally everybody says looks like me. When she got out of the car the first day, I was like, have we met? Because I knew we hadn't, but when I saw her, she just looked so familiar. And she was like, I was like, because you look really familiar. Like, have we met? She goes, no, but everybody says I look like you. And I was like, oh my God, that's it. You legit look like me. To the point that we were even standing the same. Like, remember me saying this? Like, we were standing like mirrored. And then we changed the position of how we were standing because it was weird. And then we looked down and we were standing the same again. And I was like, okay, I'm just going to stand very awkward so that we don't stand the same again. And then she says that I actually remind her of her mom. Well, what are the odds of this happening? So Mr. Tanner is Eloise's stepdad. Mr. Tanner works at my daughter's school. Callie was just talking to me about it this morning. There is a Miss Tanner that works at her school, and I have asked her before. I said, are Miss Tanner and Mr. Tanner related? She said no. Well, she tells me this morning, what are the odds of this? She said that Miss Tanner and Mr. Tanner are actually married. And I was like, wait, for real? I was like, well, then that means that Miss Tanner is Eloise's mom. Like, oh my goodness, you have to find out. She said, yeah, Miss T, her teacher, said that Miss Tanner, there was a day that Miss Tanner missed school because she had to take her husband, Mr. Tanner, somewhere. And I was like, oh my goodness, you have to find out. And of course, now she's home sick and she'll be out of school next week for fall break, so we won't find out until the following week. But what are the chances that she brought that up? Eloise's mom today. And then my therapist just brought up how my doppelganger, she goes, my therapist, Donna, goes, you realize that's a twin sign. I was like, oh my goodness, you're right. All right, I think I need to feed a baby and then I'll finish this. Aww. Is she hungry yet, or is she doing?
She's okay. She was starting to get a little fussy when I picked her up. She's just been chilling with us.
She loves that position. I'll come get her then in a few minutes because I can tell that my boobs are needing to. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. Okay, I'll come grab her in like.
Did you need picked up by 3?
I think it's around 3. Yeah, if you're late, it's fine. You can just.
I'm sure they charge you if you're late.
It's like $5 an hour.
Oh, okay.
It's like nothing.
Okay.
Yeah. Um, Jeannie came out with Lily to grab her water, but I didn't know if Lily was going to need to eat. So, anyways, so hopefully I can finish this. So then I said that I was like, I just keep telling the universe, if this is true, if I am actually a twin, because it just sounds insane to say. If I am actually a twin, send me another sign. Send me an even clearer, like smack me in the face sign, right? And each time I ask this, I get it. My therapist goes, before we even started talking about, and I said, it can't be on the phone. And my therapist goes, what's really funny is I've actually been following this mom, and this is before you and I started talking about the twin stuff. I've been following this mom, like New Earth Mama, some mom who just did a free birth in New Zealand, like her and her husband very much like live off the land, very much like, like that kind of a family. And she said, I've been watching this unfold. Somebody she follows online. So I'll link this account below. And the mom, this is like their third child. So they just did a free birth, home birth. Free birth means nobody but her and her husband, and I don't know, maybe their kids, but no midwife even present. And I've known one other mom to do this too. It was their like seventh kid. They're like, nah, we'll just do this at home, right? Like, we got this. And so she said that this mom, who seems like very connected, you would think, just gave birth to twin girls and had no idea. I was like, did you just give me the sign that I asked for? She's like, yeah, I guess I did. Like, oh my goodness, are you for real? I was like, okay. And the mom, neither one of them, they didn't have any clue. Like, no clue that there were two girls in there, two babies. Even though she's very connected, like spiritually connected, in tune. And I was like, okay. I feel crazy. I feel like Ben Stone kind of a thing, like chasing this. And I was like, I still feel like, I don't know, like I just need another sign, like I'm just having a hard time like wrapping my head around it. So we're still doing my session and whatever. And my therapist then tells me this story. She said that was when she was in first grade. So she would always talk about her twin. She had all these stories, had it down packed. Her twin's name is Pam. And it all was going great. All of her friends at school knew, until she went, like, her parents went in for the parent teacher conference and the teacher mentioned it. And her parents were like, she doesn't have a twin. And then, to Donald, don't lie. I was like, oh, and I was like, it got shut down, right? I said, I was like, did you maybe actually have a twin? Maybe like a vanishing twin, or, something that maybe she was actually there still with you. And she was like, yeah. She was like, very well could have been. And I was like, is that another sign? And she was like, yeah, probably. She goes, I have not told anybody about that because I was too ashamed. I was like, really? She was like, yeah, I don't even think my husband Jay knows that story. I was like, for real? So what are the odds that my therapist tells me this story that she's literally never told anybody else before about her twin? That, was her imagination. So, let's see. We'll go ADD here for a minute. No, actually, I'll come back to that. Okay. So the last thing, she goes, yeah, I've actually always been interested in twins. She's like, in school, I did papers about twins and research about twins. She said, I thought that I was going to work with, like, psychologically, like, work with twins. And I was like, maybe you are. And we both laughed. Like, maybe she really is working with a twin and doesn't know it. And so I go, I was like, okay, I'm just going to now accept this as truth. I'm just going to go ahead and throw it out there and say, okay, fine, I'm a twin. Universe, what do you want me to do about it? And I'm going to sit back and wait for my signs now. And I think I already got one. I think it's the 23andMe test. Thinking about that and that text message that I got, that I screenshot, that just came up. Why would I screenshot that message? That is such a weird text message to screenshot. Why would I screenshot that message and save it? Like, what on earth would have been the purpose in saving that message? What was the purpose in saving that? And the thing was, it was dated November 6th, but it didn't pop up on my Amazon photos until like the 14th, until like November 14th. And I think it's because like I wasn't quite ready yet for it. And now the universe is like, okay, have you accepted yet now that you're a twin? We think you have enough that you're going to do this test. And I don't know what it looks like. And then funnily enough, my Aunt Kate messaged me to check in. Well, it was my Uncle John, her husband, who had done the 23andMe test, who this text message is about. Why would I screenshot the text message? That is such a weird thing. Maybe I should share it again on here. Okay. Anyways, now I can't find it, but I already shared it in another video. So what are the chances I screenshot that? What if I didn't actually screenshot that? What if the universe did that for me? For it to come back up at the most divine time when it knew I would listen and I would order the test, the 23andMe test. I don't even know exactly what it shows. Like, does it give a family tree? And that's what I was saying. Funnily enough, my Aunt Kate just messaged me to check in on me. So I'm going to ask her because it was her husband, my mom's brother, that did the test. Like, does it show a family tree? So I feel like that is my next step that I'm supposed to take. And I said, what if I do that? I don't know if it shows that I don't know if it would show that I have a sibling or not. I really don't know. I don't know how that test works. I don't know what it shows. I don't know if it's like a genealogy, like a family tree. Like, would that even show? Would it show? That's the thing. I don't know if it would. If this sibling was, like, maybe my mom really has no clue. Oh, here. Did you want this one?
Yeah. She's like really down my shoulder.
She's so drooly with that tooth coming in. It's so crazy. Aw, she's so sweet. She is. Aw, she was like draped over Janie's shoulder. So maybe it wouldn't show because maybe there's not a hospital record. If it was something like that show where the doctor sold the baby out the back door, I gotta watch that show because I don't even know what it's about. Like, I know the premise, but I don't know, like, where did they sell the children? Were they just adopted to other families? Did he just do it to, like, affluent people who wanted a baby and they were like, here you go, like, here, and, make money off of it? Like, or were they sold like black market? Like, were they, for like sex trade and stuff like that, or was it just like to families who wanted a baby? I don't know. I'm gonna have to watch this show now. But what if my mom didn't even know that there was a second child? What if she didn't? I don't know. I do not know how that would be possible. I don't. But what if she didn't know? And that's why that taken at birth came up. I might ask her next week because I'm going to see them for Thanksgiving, right? I'm going to see them a week from tomorrow because we'll celebrate on Friday. I might just ask her. But what if she didn't know? We'll just say that. And what if the baby was, sold out the back door. So then there would not be a birth certificate, right? Like it wouldn't be my mom's, like a birth certificate with my mom's name and dad's name on it, because they would have had to fabricate one. But what if she ends up doing the 23andMe test? So what if I do this test and it doesn't show anything, right? And what if years later she gets assigned to do the test? And I'm getting goosebumps when I'm talking about this, and I was getting goosebumps when I was talking about this with my therapist. They're starting at my arms and legs as I'm talking about this. What if I do the test? What if nothing comes to fruition for years? And what if she somehow gets the message? I'm getting goosebumps, even on the back of my neck. And she gets the test, like the message to do the test finally, and she does the test. And it comes back that she has a sibling. And I'll register, right, so that you can contact me. And what if I get a message in a few years saying, I'm your sister? I'm getting goosebumps. God, this is weird. They're literally like all the way down to my ankles, all the way on the top of my foot, like all the way. I can feel goosebumps on my big toe. Is that even possible? Don't you only get goosebumps where you have hair? So, putting it out there, what is my next step? Now I will sit back and I will wait for the universe to give me what's my next step. And I asked my therapist, I said, well, your mom's passed, so she would know now if you did have a twin. Like if she had a twin, like twin girls in her. I said, so you should now ask your mom for a sign about Pam. And she said that she's going to keep her eyes out for a sign about what I should do next about the whole twin thing. Because she's so connected, and she's super connected for me. So these are now my next steps. The test should be here tomorrow. I'll register it, do the saliva thing, send it in. And then I think the results take 3 to 6 weeks, but I'm almost wondering if it's just going to be one of those things where I just have to wait until then she does it, and then we find out. God, that would be so insane. Absolutely insane. But I'm just going to accept it as the truth now and wait for my next step about what I should do. And I'm excited to see what signs come in about Donna and her twin. Okay, time to go feed a baby so my nanny can go pick up my son. Love you. And I'm sorry, but how cool would it be if I did have a sibling? Yeah, who knows how old I'll be by the time we do meet. But I've always wanted a sister. That'd be so cool if I actually got one. Oh my goodness, this is the account that my therapist shared with me. The twins. Look at how cute they are. And these are the mutual followers that I have in common with that New Earth mama. Funnily enough, the top one is a mom that I met on that Peanut app. We did not connect or hit it off, but of course she's also following this surprise twin mama. And this was that text message. It's from November 6th, 2020. So during the when I was breaking out in the rash and not listening. And I seriously have no clue why I would save that message. And of course it didn't pop up on November 6th of this year.
But God
it didn't pop up until, yes, God did help me, Kelly, that's right.
I'm like,
Do you want me to hold it while you sit up?
Yeah.
It didn't pop up until November 14th of this year. But I really don't remember screenshotting this or have any clue why I would have.